All right, we're going straight now across to these pictures of the much-awaited launch of Axiom 4 mission, which is scheduled for a minute past noon. We have these pictures also coming in at this point in time. It was recorded earlier, as is now being said. Let's take a listen.
Time and time again and practiced. Seeing them walk out, seeing the smiles on their faces right now is just a defining characteristic of this crew. They have really bonded over these last 10 months and really taken every challenge in stride, and you could just see it in their faces today. All of that work is paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we've got video that was recorded earlier of us putting those safety harnesses onto our crew. You can think of them kind of like a seatbelt, but they're a little bit more high-tech than that. And then after that, we do attach umbilicals to the capsule, which provide both breathing air and comms to Dragon. Then we step into suit leak checks and comms checks, which were completed earlier today, before rotating the seats into a reclined position for launch. We do that to make sure that the G-forces are going right through the chests of our astronauts to keep them as comfortable as possible on their roller coaster ride to space. Then our closeout team closes and seals the hatch and performs a leak check, which John gave us an update on a little bit earlier. The closeout team has since departed the pad, and final weather checks are coming up at this point, which is needed before that final go or no-go for launch is given. The crew, of course, now with that great shot of them on board your screen, is waiting to get the green light to stow the crew arm for launch and arm the launch escape system. Once our launch director gives that go-ahead, we should get a great view of the access arm moving away from the spacecraft. That's also going to be one of our last major visual milestones that we'll see before liftoff that takes about 2 minutes to complete. From there, we'll hear the call out that Falcon 9 propellant loading is ready to begin, and we will be in that final countdown for launch. Great images here on your screen. Of course, we have Dragon on the left-hand side and live views from inside of our capsule with all of those events that led up to getting our 4 AX4 crew members seated and ready for liftoff.
Dragon SpaceX, good news. Our second side hatch leak check was successful.
And great news there from Mission Control.
We are happy to hear that. Great. Green carry.
So as John mentioned earlier, we did do a second leak check today to make sure that that side hatch was closed properly. And with that confirmation from Mission Control and acknowledgement by the crew, we are moving forward with today's launch.
Obviously, Peggy has been through this once before successfully, and it is a first time for the other 3 crew members. But just seeing each of them all together as a team there inside Dragon is a sight that, well, it's just rewarding to see. We've shared a bit about our crew members on this AX4 mission, but to properly introduce them and the space agencies they represent, we're going to send you now out to Axiom Space's Sonia Gavankar-McKay, who's joining us from the press site at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Sonia, you're only 3 miles from the launch pad. How is the energy out there?
The energy is amazing. The weather is fantastic. It's a little chilly in this room, but we're just hot for this mission, so we're excited.
All right, I'm now going straight across to Shibu Kumar Tripathi, editor, Science India Today. Thank you so much, Shibu, for joining us this morning. I want to ask you, what next? In about less than about an hour and a half or so when we see the launch take place. But what is the process up until then? These are details and live pictures as being described coming in that NASA is telling us about. What next do we see in the next few, in the next 1 hour or so?
So at the moment, Shubhanshu Shukla has boarded this the Dragon spacecraft with the AX4 crew. He's the mission pilot for the AX4 mission. In the next 1 hour, we'll see a lot of checks being done by SpaceX before the launch is given a go. On the live stream, we did hear that there was a leak in one of the hatch that was discovered. However, that has been cleared. So no leaks have been discovered so far, and the launch is a go for the moment. In the next 1 hour, the propellant, the fuel that will power the Falcon 9 rocket will be loaded into Falcon 9. And at about 12:01 p.m., we expect the liftoff to happen. Now, once the liftoff happens, this is going to be a much more exciting mission because the Falcon 9 is a reusable rocket. So we'll see the rocket delivering the Dragon spacecraft into space and then making a landing back to Earth. So it's going to be very interesting. And then Shubhanshu Shukla and the entire AX4 crew has a 28-hour long journey in front of them. They'll be rendezvousing with the International Space Station about 400 kilometers Earth on Thursday at around 4:30 p.m. So overall, it's going to be a very, very exciting mission today and then on to tomorrow.
And the highlight of this is that we have ISRO's astronaut, the man of the moment really for us, Shubhanshu Shukla, who is in fact ready for his tryst with destiny, isn't it, in a sense? Shibu.
For sure, this is going to be a historic mission for India, for Shubhanshu Shukla, and especially for Lucknow, from where he comes. The entire school, the City Montessori school from where he has studied, is ready to watch the entire mission. His parents are excited. His wife and 4-year-old son are in Florida. They bid him a farewell before the launch. For the next 14 days, he'll be in space, and it's going to be a lot exciting because he'll be conducting over 7 experiments for ISRO. In all, the Axiom 4 mission is carrying over 60 scientific studies during this expedition. So overall, it's going to be very, very exciting for India and for the world.
Talk to us in detail, about these experiments that you mentioned that would be carried out over a period of time.
It has been an amazing journey. These are moments.
So once Shubhanshu Shukla docks the Dragon spacecraft to the International Space Station, ISRO has designed 7 specific experiments that will be led by him. These experiments have come from all across Indian academia, from Indian experts and scientists. They will eventually feed into the Gaganyaan mission. Now, Gaganyaan is India's own space mission, which is expected to launch in 2027. So all the learnings that Shubhanshu Shukla goes through during this mission will eventually feed into the Gaganyaan mission and its development. Some of these experiments include studying about tardigrades. Now, these are microorganisms that survive in extreme weather environments.
Shibu, be with us.